Hi, it's Abigail. Today's class is going to be full body. It'll be a beginner-friendly foundational flow. We will use a ball if you have it, and we will use your sitting box. So let's start on 3 springs for footwork. I'm going to go 2 reds and a blue, or 2 mediums and a light. You can always add a 4th one if you want to go heavier. Headrest will lift up, and you'll lie down with your ball, bringing your feet up onto the foot bar. Let's go heels onto the foot bar to begin, parallel and about hips distance apart. Ball goes between your knees, arms go long by your sides. Find a neutral spine, relax your shoulders. Take a nice inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, press through your heels, open the carriage long, then bend back in. Exhale, press. Then bend back in. Let's do 6 more. 5. Final 4, keep that gentle flex in the toes. 3. Last 2. On 1, you'll press all the way out. Bend the knees, come halfway in and pause. Give me little pulses on the carriage, up an inch and down an inch, up an inch, down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold it halfway. Give me quick little squeezes into your ball. Inner thighs start to turn on. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press all the way out. Bend your knees, come all the way in, and rest for just a moment. Sliding down onto your toes. Bringing that ball a little bit higher up the inner thighs so it's closer to your hips. And then coming heels together, toes apart for your Pilates V. Lift those heels up, inhale. On the exhale, press through all 10 toes. And bend the knees, come right back in. It's okay here if your legs don't fully straighten. You'll be squeezing the inner thighs into the ball each time. Try to keep the heels high and the heels squeezing together. Last 4. 3. Final 2. Pressing out on 1. Then once again, coming halfway in, pause. Give me carriage pulses, little up, little down, up and down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Halfway in, hold, quick little squeezes on that ball, turning the inner thighs on even more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pressing long, bending the knees, coming in, and then relaxing the feet on top of the foot bar. Good. Let's take the ball into the hands. Reach the ball up to the ceiling, then round out your arms like you're wrapping them around a tree. Walk the feet out towards the wide corners of your foot bar, arches on. As you press all the way out, you'll open your arms, keeping the ball in your right hand. And as you bend your knees, come in, you'll wrap the arms over the chest, pass the ball to the other hand, and open. So for every press out, the arms open. And as you come in, you're wrapping around and passing the ball to the opposite hand. If you like the challenge of being on your toes, you can come back to your toes here. Keep the spine in neutral. Keep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. 3, 2, pressing out on 1, coming halfway in, the ball is in both hands above your chest. Give me quick little carriage pulses, up and down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press all the way out, bend the knees, come all the way in, and bring that ball to your chest. Bring your toes to the center of the foot bar, about hips distance apart, parallel. Ball is at your chest, elbows are nice and wide. Press your legs all the way out long, and from here we'll go into our run. One heel lowers as the opposite knee bends. Find a nice stretch for the back of the ankle and calf. Lift and switch. Lift and switch. So you can go a little bit quicker than me. You can go a little bit slower than me. Do what feels good. And let's add a squeeze into the ball. So for every lift of the heels, squeeze into that ball. And as you lower one heel, release the squeeze. Few more seconds like this. Last one, each side. Then lift both heels high, bend the knees, come all the way in, and rest. Lower your headrest all the way down. You still have that ball. You're going to bring it underneath your hips and tailbone, and then settle into it. Should be underneath hips and tailbone, not behind your lower back. Palms are down on the mat. Knees float up to a tabletop. Draw the abs down into the ball. Extend your right leg long to 45. Exhale, draw it in. Opposite leg extends and bends. Extend and bend. Slow it down if you need to. What we're working here is stability. Nice deep core work. So you want to have as few wiggles on top of that ball as possible. If it doesn't feel comfortable, you can get rid of the ball and just take these leg movements down in a regular supine in your neutral spine. When you're ready, let's go ahead and squeeze the legs together. Turn this into a double leg stretch. Inhaling as you extend the legs, exhaling as you bend in. Last 5 here. 4, 3, 2, and last one, bending the knees in and then resting them down on the foot bar, adjusting the ball if you need to. We have one more set. So once you're ready, let's bring the knees back to a tabletop and then kick the legs straight up to the sky, getting them as straight as you can. Flex the right toes, lower that leg straight down. Point the toe and lift. Opposite leg, you flex to lower. You point to lift. Keep switching, nice and controlled. Flex to lower, point to lift. Flex to lower, point to lift. Use your arms as a foundation, so really press into the palms, press into the backs of the arms. Let's get one more to each leg. Flex to go down, point to lift. Flex to go down, point to lift. Hold at the top for me. Heels together, toes apart. Find your Pilates V. Then take both legs. Could you lower them a few inches down? Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. We have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, lift the legs up, turn to parallel, bend to tabletop, and bring your feet to the foot bar. Let's take the ball out from behind your hips, let your spine melt down onto the carriage, and put the ball down on the floor. We have a little bit of bridging to do, then we'll sit up. So let's get back to our heels on the foot bar, parallel and hips distance apart. Palms are flat on the mat. We begin with an articulation. Inhale at the bottom. On the exhale, scoop the abs in, tuck the tailbone, roll the spine off the mat bone by bone. Finding your bridge at the top and then reversing to come down upper back, middle back, lower back, tailbone. Few more times like that. Roll it up bone by bone. Allow the knees and toes to reach forward over the foot bar, keeping the carriage closed. Reversing to come down. Last 2 like this. Nice and slow, keep it controlled. We should be pressing the heel bones down into the foot bar, not away from the foot bar. Here's our last bridge. We hold it at the top here. Back is flat. With that flat back, could you lower the hips halfway down and lift? Halfway down and lift. Squeezing the glutes at the top. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, lifting up, lowering all the way down in that hinge position, and rest at the bottom. Rock your knees back and forth, move your hips, take a stretch if you need it. We have another set of bridges here. Let's stay on our heels, but walk the feet out wide into an external rotation, just like we were in footwork. We're gonna stay in our hinge position for this, or in our flat back. So here we go. Palms pressed down into the mat. On your inhale, can you lift your hips up into a bridge? Then lower halfway down. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Lift into that bridge on one pause. Give me little hip pulses to the ceiling. Nice and controlled. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then hinge it all the way down. Hips find the mat. Keep the feet wide. Windshield wiper the knees from side to side. After this, we're going to make our way up to seated. So when you're ready, let's bring the feet back to center. Press your way up to a seated position. We are changing our springs, and we'll go down to a single blue spring or a single light spring. Staying seated on your carriage, come to a cross-leg position, facing the side. You're gonna grab the strap that's closer to the front of your space, and we'll hold the short loop. So for me, it's my right hand in the short loop. Lift both of your arms, clasp your hands together. Try to relax your shoulders, sitting nice and tall. Inhale to prepare. And on your exhale, we find a nice rotation, a twist towards the foot bar. Then come all the way back through center, twisting towards your risers. Exhale, twist to that foot bar. Inhale, twist back to your risers. So we want to feel some pretty good oblique engagement in this. Your strap arm is definitely going to feel the work, but try to use your breath to help you engage your core just a little bit more. Exhale as you power that movement, that twist to the foot bar. Let's do 4 more. 3, keeping the shoulders level, letting the eyes, the head follow the twist. On your last one, we're going to twist towards the foot bar and hold. Give me little pulses in that twist. So we take a little baby twist towards the foot bar. Keep those rounded arms away from the chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Untwist and relax the arms down. Good. Roll out the shoulders. We're going to keep going. So we stay with the same hand in the short loop. If it feels too heavy, you can switch to the long loop. We'll start the same way by lifting both of the arms in front of the chest, clasping the hands together. Try to keep the hands right in front of the breastbone right now to begin. Relax the shoulders. We're going to hug a tree. As you inhale, separate the arms, open them wide. Exhale, wrap, tapping fingertips together. Inhale, open. Exhale, wrap. So we keep that rounded or soft bend in the arms position. Exhale, wrap. Inhale, open. Last 4, 3, 2, and here's our last one. Open the arms, let them rest down by your sides. Hang that strap up onto the peg where you grabbed it from. We're going to transition into our mermaid. So first thing, let's change our spring to a single red spring or a medium spring. We're going to turn the knees into our mermaid position, so bringing one shin up against the shoulder blocks, and the opposite shin will kind of come in front of the body parallel to the front edge or the side edge of your reformer. Stagger the knees is what we're saying here. Take your left hand, or the hand that's closest to the foot bar for you, right to the center of it, and take your free arm, your opposite arm out to a T. Press all the way long, flip that free palm to the ceiling, side bend, up and over towards the foot bar. Come on back through center, closing the carriage and resetting. Press long, flip the palm, side bend up and over. Really try to anchor that outside hip down. So for me, it's my right hip, the hip that's furthest from the foot bar. And then we want to try to kind of accentuate the up and then over, not just over. Let's do one more like this and we'll hold it, finding that side bend and pausing in that side bend. I want you to turn towards the floor, bringing both hands onto the foot bar. Separate your hands to about the width of your shoulders and then press all the way out. Find a nice deep stretch, eyes look down at the floor. Stay here with a flat back. Elbows bend wide, pulling the carriage closer to home, then press right back out. Bend wide, press right back out. Let's do 3, 2, last one, press all the way out, arms are long, we take it into our swan. Arms stay straight, begin to glide the carriage home by pressing down into the foot bar. Lifting the gaze, shining the heart forward, rolling the shoulders down the back, extend the spine. Lower all the way down, we'll do that 2 more times. Glide up into your swan. Here's our last one. Lifting all the way up, hold the swan at the top here. Take your front hand off the foot bar so you can twist open back to a forward facing seat. Close the carriage and relax your arms. We're gonna move on to the other side. We'll start with the arm work and the oblique work. So change back to a single blue spring or a single light spring and turn to face the other way. Cross your legs. Take your opposite hand into the strap you haven't used yet. We're going into the short loop to begin. Lift your arms, rounded position, clasp the hands together. Relax those shoulders. On your exhale, we twist towards the foot bar. Inhale, twist back towards your risers. Exhale, twist to the foot bar. Inhale, back to your risers. Strap arm is going to feel some work here. Try to find that oblique engagement as well. I want you to keep the hands far away from the chest. So at no point should you be pulling that strap close to your chest or pulling your elbows down to your ribs. Let's do 4. Last 3. Again, shoulders are level. Last 2. On 1, we twist to the foot bar and we hold. Take little pulses in the twist, little baby twists. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, untwist and let it go. Okay, we move into our hug a tree. Starting the same way, both arms lift up. Rounded arm position, clasp the hands together. Relax those shoulders into your back pockets. On your inhale, we separate the arms. Inhale wide. Exhale, we come back together, fingertips tap. Inhale, open. Exhale, wrap. We have 6 here. 5, try to move the arms together and at the same pace, even though one is not weighted. 2 more. Last one. Open the arms, settle them down, hang the strap up, and we go into our mermaid. Changing your spring back to a single red or a single medium spring. Change your leg position to that mermaid seat, so one shin up against the shoulder blocks. Opposite shin is parallel to the side edge of your carriage. Staggering your knees, taking your free hand, that's my right hand, to the center of the foot bar. Opposite hand reaches out to a T, you press all the way out, flip the palm, and reach up and over towards that foot bar. Side body stretch, and come back home, pressing long, and side bending over. So we're trying to anchor down the outside hip. For me, that's my left hip. to give a deeper stretch to the side body. Let's do 2 more. On this next one, you press out, you take that side bend and hold the side bend. Turn your torso to face down towards the floor. Both hands find the foot bar, separate hands to about shoulder distance, press all the way out, eyes looking down at the floor. Crown of the head stays long, we bend the elbows wide, carriage glides in and presses out. Bend wide and press out. Here for 3, 2. Last one, pressing long, holding the arms straight, we take it into our swan. Gaze lifts, heart shines forward, shoulders roll down the back, extend the spine, lift. Lower down. Come into that swan. And lower down. Only go as high into that swan as feels good. You don't want this to crank into your lower back at all. Let's hold this last one at the top. Take the front hand, circle it open so that your back facing forward and lower all the way down. Nice job. Roll out the shoulders. We're going to move on. Step off of your carriage. We're going to grab our boxes here and they'll go onto the reformer in a short box position. Right up against the shoulder blocks, adding on a couple of springs here, add on another medium spring and a light spring. And from there, we'll have a seat on our boxes. Come up onto your box, facing the foot bar. You're gonna hook all 10 toes underneath your strap. Flex the toes, scooch back a little bit on your box if you need a little more space to really flex and tighten that strap all the way. And then from here, we're gonna get into our seated half roll downs. Arms reach out in front of you, palms face down towards the floor. Inhale, sitting nice and tall. On your exhale, tuck your chin. Round your spine, scoop your abs in and tuck your tail, rolling back towards the well behind you. And on your next exhale, roll forward, forward, forward. Stack the spine, reach the arms to the ceiling, and then resetting. Arms lower down to shoulder height. Inhale. Exhale, scoop the abs in, roll it back. Next exhale rolls you forward. Stacking the spine, reaching arms to ceiling. Let's do a few more times like that. Really try to find that capital C shape as you roll back and keep that rounded spine all the way through until we get ready for that restack at the top. And as we roll down, we're only rolling down to a place that feels good, a place that you feel your core can support you. You don't want to feel this in your lower back. Let's do 2 more. On your last one, go ahead and roll down into that half roll down and pause. From here, we keep the C curve of the spine, but we pulse the chest forward and back for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll all the way forward, stack that spine tall, and then relax the arms down by your sides. Good, roll out the shoulders. Let's go round 2. This time, we cross the arms over the chest, hold an imaginary apple underneath your chin. Our back is flat as we sit up tall here. We're gonna keep it flat. As we inhale, hinge back. Exhale, sit forward. Inhale, hinge back. Exhale, sit forward. We're here for 6, 5. Keep the toes flexed. Keep the strap tight. Last 3, we're gonna hold it at the bottom. Last 2. On 1, we hinge it back, we pause. From here, let's twist to the right, twist to the left. Twist to the right and left. Ring out the obliques. For 6, 5, try to keep the knees, hips, and toes squared off to the foot bar or to the ceiling. Just the torso is twisting here. Last one, side to side. Find center, sit all the way up. and relax. Okay, we've got one more position up here. We're gonna go into our bow and arrows. So feet are still underneath that strap. Arms reach out long in front of you. This time palms face each other. Relax those shoulders. We inhale, stack the spine tall. On the exhale, we roll down into our half roll down. But draw the right elbow towards the right rib and twist towards that right side. Roll forward, restack, back to your starting position, and then we switch sides. As we roll down, left elbow pulls back, twist towards that side, roll up and restack. So as you go from side to side, I want the opposite elbow and the opposite fingertips to be reaching in opposite directions to create a nice strong diagonal line in that twist. Let's do one more to each side. Meet me up at seated, and we're gonna go down to the right for our final set here. Hold in the twist. Open the right arm out to a T, and could you give me little pulses in that T position? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it home, restack. We have the left side, inhale. Exhale, roll it down into that bow and arrow, hold. Open the left arm out to a T, and then give me those little pulses up and down. Like you've got someone pulling on your left hand and someone pulling on your right hand. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the elbow in, sit up, restack, and rest those arms down. Good job. Roll out your shoulders. Take your feet out from the strap. Go ahead, step off of your reformer, come to the floor. We're changing our springs. Let's go back to a red spring or a medium spring. We're gonna do some standing leg work, so if you wanna go a little bit lighter to a single blue spring or light spring, you can do that too. Okay, we've got box scooters to do, so turn to face your foot bar. I'm on the right side of my reformer, so my right foot is gonna stay on the floor, close to the frame of the machine and close to the foot bar. Both hands come to the foot bar, left foot goes up against the box, heel against the box. Bend both knees. Relax the shoulders, chest is leaning forward. And then we're gonna use that left leg to press the box all the way behind us. Bend the knee, pull it in. Exhale, press, and bend it in. If you're on a red spring, it should feel a little bit heavy. If you feel like your balance is feeling all right, take your right hand or your outside hand to your hip. Now, if you're on a blue spring, or maybe even the red spring is all right for you, and you feel like you can take both hands to your hips, that's an option to kind of up the challenge here. Make sure we're keeping a soft bend in the standing leg. Last 2. On 1, we press back. We come halfway and pause. Give me little pulses, back and in, back and in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, press all the way back. Bend the knee, come in, bring that box home. Bring both feet to the floor. Make your way to the opposite side of your machine. Quick little lower body series, and then we're moving on. So both hands to foot bar, left foot is on the floor now. Right foot goes up against the box. Heel is up against it. Bending both knees, especially that outside leg, it needs to be in a soft bend. Relax the shoulders, inhale. On the exhale, press that box all the way behind you. Then bend it in. Press back, then bend it in. So if you are on a red spring with me, you should feel most of this work in the box leg. Maybe take the outside hand to the hip. For anyone on a lighter blue spring, you might feel more of the work in your standing leg. If you feel like you can, maybe both hands can come off the foot bar. 3, 2, press back on 1, come halfway in, and give me little pulses, little out, little in, little out, little in. We got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, press all the way back. Come all the way home, closing the carriage. Bringing both feet down onto the floor. You can take your box off, out of your way. And we'll add a spring on for our final set of work here. So we're gonna add on a blue spring or a light spring. So we're on a red and a blue, a medium and a light. So get there, lift your headrest back up, lie down on your back, feet come onto your foot bar. Reach behind you, grab both of your short loops, send your arms up to the sky, float your knees up into a tabletop. Inhale, and on your exhale, press straight down. And lift up. Exhale, press down. And lift up. Always option to stay here. And if you'd like to add on, we can start with our single leg extensions. Press down, one leg extends. Lifting up, we're back at tabletop, and we alternate. Ideally, we're in a neutral spine here, so you can shine a little bit of light between your low back and the carriage. Or maybe you just feel lighter between your low back and the carriage. We want to be heavy behind the hips and tailbone. Last 3. Last 2. On your last one, press down and hold. Arms long by your sides. Just switch those legs for me. Single leg stretches. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Bend both knees. Lift both arms. Feet find foot bar. Take a quick rest. And let's go round 2. Arms reach out to the sky. Knees float to tabletop. Press the palms straight down to the mat, and we're going into our tricep bends. Bend at the elbows, exhale, press down. Bend and press down. Option for a double leg extension this time. Both legs extend as your arms extend. Then everything bends together. We have 5 more. Last 4. 3. 2. Pressing down on 1, holding, arms and legs are long. Could we just move the legs? Bend, extend. Bend, extend. Reach through those fingertips. Hold the arms straight. We have 4, 3, 2, and last one. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, feet to foot bar. Let's move on. This time, arms open out to a T position. Knees come back to the tabletop, and we're going into our T press. We inhale, and on the exhale, squeeze those arms into your side pockets. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. Option to add on either your single leg stretch or your double leg stretch. Whichever one felt better for you. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees, open the arms. Let your feet find the foot bar. We are almost done. We're gonna do some arm circles, and then we'll move on to feet and straps, leg circles. So arms send up to the sky. This time, instead of tabletop knees, see if you could straighten your legs up to the ceiling. If it doesn't feel good, go back to tabletop. Starting with our arm circles, inhale. On your exhale, press straight down. Open to a T, then circle over your chest. Press down. Open and circle. If your legs are straight and you're feeling good where you're at, maybe you could lower your legs a few inches down. As long as that spine stays neutral. Last one in this direction. And then just reverse it for me. Open to a T, exhale, close into the hips, and lift. We have 3 more, then we're done. Last 2. One more. Arms to the ceiling, knees to table, feet to foot bar. Relax. Keep the straps with you. We're going long loops. Feet come into those long loops, and the legs extend back up to the sky. Arms long by your side. Let's go right into our leg circles. Either direction to begin. We will do both. Try to anchor your tailbone back down. Notice the stretch in the hips and behind the legs. Relax through the upper body, or the head, neck, and shoulders at least. You want to keep a gentle core connection here. Reversing on your next one. If you're feeling like your hips are wobbling from side to side, or you're having trouble keeping your pelvis steady, it's tucking up or tucking down, decrease your range of motion. After this next one, let's bring the legs to the ceiling. Go heels together, toes apart, and press down to a 45. Bend the knees wide for your frog, and then extend. Bend and extend. Few more times. Inner thighs squeeze together as you extend the legs. On this last one, you'll bend your knees, hold the frog position, grab the black tapes or the knots or the hardware, give them a tug, allow your hips to stretch. Keep a hold of those ropes, open the legs out wide to a straddle, nice deep inner thigh stretch. And then zip the legs together up at the ceiling. Flex the toes, gently pull down on those straps. Final stretch here. Couple of breaths. When you're ready, you can start to bend your knees back into your chest. Take your feet out of your loops. Hang them up on your pegs. And press your way up to seated. That is it for today. If you got to the end, thank you for watching. You can leave a comment, you can like the video, you can subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you for doing that, and I'll see you next time.